Let me start with a bold truth that might sting a little. Some women don't actually like you. They just like the game of keeping you around. That's right. Not every woman you meet is looking for something real. Some are testing, some are bored, and some simply enjoy the attention. And if you don't see the signs early, you'll waste your time, your energy, and probably your self-respect on someone who was never serious about you in the first place. Here's the thing most men don't realize. Women know exactly what they're doing when they play games. It's not an accident. She knows how to text just enough to keep you hooked, how to act interested when it benefits her, and how to disappear when she doesn't feel like being bothered. And if you're not paying attention, you'll convince yourself she just needs time or that she's complicated. But no. What's really happening is she's stringing you along because it feeds her ego. Now, I'm not saying every woman does this, but the ones who do, they're dangerous for your growth as a man because they blur the line between reality and fantasy. You start believing you're building something real, when in truth, she's only building her confidence off your effort. That's why I'm about to break this down for you. I'm going to show you the clear, undeniable signs that a woman is just playing games with you. No sugarcoating, no excuses, just the truth, from a woman's perspective. So you can finally see what's really going on when her actions don't match her words. By the end of this, you'll be able to spot game players instantly. And more importantly, you'll know how to protect yourself from wasting time on someone who doesn't value you. 1. She's hot and cold and loves watching you chase. If you've ever felt like you're on an emotional roller coaster with a woman, one day she's all over you and the next day she's distant and cold, that's not an accident. That's the first and clearest sign she's playing games with you. Here's what you need to understand. When a woman is genuinely interested, she doesn't make you guess. She doesn't need to create fake tension or disappear just to get your attention. Real interest is steady, consistent, and it feels grounding. But when a woman is only half interested, she'll flip the switch on you. Warm one moment, icy the next, just to see how hard you'll work to win her back. And the truth is, many men fall for it. You start questioning yourself. Did I do something wrong? Did I text too much? Did I not say the right thing? You go into overdrive trying to fix a problem that doesn't actually exist. That's exactly the game she's playing, because every time you overinvest to get her attention again, her ego gets fed. She sees your effort as proof that she still has control. Let me give it to you straight. When she's hot and cold, it's not about needing space or being confused. It's about keeping you hooked. She knows that the sudden withdrawal makes you chase harder, and the little crumbs of affection she throws your way afterward feel like a reward. It's a push-pull dynamic, and she thrives on it. Now, don't confuse this with a woman who's genuinely busy or going through a tough week. Everyone has moments where they can't give 100%, but the difference is consistency. If you notice a repeated cycle of affection followed by distance, and it feels like she's deliberately creating tension, you're not dealing with genuine feelings. You're dealing with a game. Here's the bottom line. A woman who really likes you won't put you through emotional whiplash. She won't need to manipulate your emotions to keep your attention. That hot and cold behavior is her way of keeping control, without ever actually giving you anything real. And the more you chase, the more power she feels she has. Which is why, if you recognize this pattern, the smartest move isn't to chase harder. It's to pull back and see if she steps forward. If she doesn't, you'll know the truth. She was never interested in building something real. She was just playing games. 2. She thrives on attention, not connection. Here's something men need to understand. Not every woman who entertains you actually wants you. Sometimes she just wants your attention. And the difference is huge. When a woman truly likes you, she's looking for a connection. She's invested in building something, whether that's a real relationship or even just meaningful chemistry. But when she's playing games, it's not about connection at all. It's about validation. She wants the texts, the compliments, the good morning messages, the reassurance that she's desired. But she doesn't actually plan to give you anything solid in return. You'll notice it in the way conversations go. A woman who's interested will engage with you, ask questions back, and show curiosity about your life. A woman who's playing games? She'll respond just enough to keep you hooked, but never enough to deepen the interaction. It's like she's dangling a carrot in front of you, making sure you're still chasing, but never actually letting you reach it. This is why some men end up feeling drained in these situations. They put in all the effort, initiating conversations, planning hangouts, showing consistent interest. But in return, they get surface-level replies, last-minute cancellations, or vague excuses. It feels like she's present, but only halfway. That's because she doesn't want to lose your attention, but she also doesn't want to give you the clarity of her real intentions. And here's the truth from a woman's perspective. Sometimes we do this because attention is addictive. It feels good to know a man is chasing, to know that you can pick up your phone at any time and find someone waiting to give you validation. It feeds the ego. But if you look closely, you'll see that it's not about you. It's about how you make her feel about herself. That's the dangerous part, because while you're trying to build something with her, she's only trying to build her self-esteem. Now, here's the part that's hard for men to accept. If you keep giving your attention freely to a woman like this, she won't suddenly wake up one day and decide to take you seriously. The opposite happens. She starts to see your attention as cheap because you're giving it away without requiring anything real from her. And once she sees it that way, she'll continue to use it for as long as you allow it, without ever stepping into a real connection. So if you find yourself in a dynamic where she seems to light up when you're giving her attention, but never shows real investment in return, you have your answer. She's not genuinely interested. She's just playing games to keep you orbiting around her. The way to cut through this is simple. Pull back your attention and see if she replaces it with effort. If she doesn't, then she never wanted you. She only wanted the spotlight you were giving her. 3. She's hot and cold on purpose. One of the clearest signs a woman is playing games is when her energy toward you is inconsistent. And I don't mean normal mood swings or having a bad day. I mean deliberately going hot and cold because it keeps you guessing and keeps you hooked. Here's how it usually plays out. One day, she's blowing up your phone, laughing at everything you say, and acting like she's genuinely into you. The next day, she goes silent, leaves you on read, or suddenly acts distant, almost as if you don't exist. And then, just when you start to wonder if she's gone for good, she pops back up with a flirty text or a playful comment, reeling you back in. This back and forth isn't an accident. Women who play games know exactly what they're doing. It's a form of control. By being unpredictable, she keeps you chasing her approval. You're left constantly trying to figure out what version of her you're going to get today, and that confusion keeps you emotionally invested. From the female perspective, this works because men often hate uncertainty. Most men prefer clarity. They want to know where they stand, what a woman wants, and whether things are moving forward. But when a woman is inconsistent, it creates a kind of tension in you. You start thinking, did I do something wrong? Should I try harder? And that's exactly the trap. The more effort you put in to stabilize the situation, the more she benefits from the game. The problem is, when you accept this hot and cold behavior, you're basically agreeing to be her emotional yo-yo. You allow her to dictate when you feel close and when you feel ignored. That's not real interest. That's manipulation disguised as attraction. Here's the key. When a woman truly likes you, her interest won't vanish overnight. Sure, she might have days when she's busy or stressed, but overall, her actions will feel steady and clear. She won't need to pull away just to reel you back in because she actually wants you there in the first place. Real attraction doesn't rely on creating insecurity in the other person. Men often overlook this game because the hot moments feel so good. When she's all in, it gives you a dopamine rush. It makes you believe you're finally getting somewhere. But that's exactly why the cold moments hurt so much and why you end up working even harder to get back to the hot version of her. That cycle can keep a man stuck for weeks, months, even years if he doesn't recognize it for what it is. 4. She only wants attention, not you. This one stings a little, but it's one of the most common games women play. Sometimes a woman doesn't actually like you. She just likes the way you make her feel. She's not looking for a real connection, a relationship, or even something consistent. What she's after is your attention, because it feeds her ego. You'll notice this type of woman usually shows up when she's bored, lonely, or in need of validation. She'll text you out of the blue, act overly flirty, or say just enough to spark your interest again. But if you look closely, you'll see that nothing meaningful actually comes out of these interactions. She's not investing in you, she's not showing consistent effort, and she's not moving the connection forward. All she's doing is pulling you in just enough so she can feel wanted. From a woman's perspective, here's the truth. Attention is like currency. Even if she has no genuine feelings for you, she might still want the reassurance that she could have you if she wanted. It makes her feel attractive, desired, and in control. And as long as you keep giving her that attention without asking for more, she benefits, while you lose time, energy, and emotional peace. This is why some women will string men along for months or years without ever committing. She'll never come right out and say she's not interested, because then she loses her supply. Instead, she keeps you hanging with mixed signals, breadcrumbs of affection, and just enough hope to stop you from walking away completely. What you need to understand is that when a woman is genuinely into you, her actions go beyond seeking attention. She wants to see you, spend time with you, know you, and create experiences together. She's not just popping in and out when it's convenient for her. Real interest leads to effort, and effort always shows. But when it's just a game, you'll feel a pattern. She disappears when she doesn't need you, and suddenly reappears when she wants that little ego boost again. Think about how many times you've received a text like, "Hey stranger," or a random compliment out of nowhere, right when you were finally moving on. That's not coincidence. It's her pulling on the string, making sure you're still available to fuel her when she needs it. 5. She only shows up when it's convenient. One of the most draining signs a girl is playing you is when she only shows up when it benefits her. She's around when it's easy, fun, or convenient, but disappears the moment real effort, consistency, or emotional depth is required. You'll notice she becomes available only when she's bored, lonely, or wants something from you. But when you actually need her presence or commitment, suddenly she's busy, tired, or just not in the mood. This kind of woman treats connection like a light switch, on when she needs attention, off when she doesn't. She doesn't care about building something real, she cares about keeping her options open. So she drops in and out of your life just enough to keep her spot secure while she does her thing elsewhere. And you, being a decent guy, might mistake that occasional effort for interest. But it's not interest. It's convenience. Here's how this usually plays out. She hits you up late at night when she's bored, but ignores your messages during the day. She's affectionate when you're together, but distant the rest of the week. She talks about wanting to see you, but never actually makes the plans. Everything with her feels like it's on her time, her terms, and her mood. And the worst part? You probably feel it. You sense that you're not a priority, just an option she keeps on standby. But because she throws you bits of attention here and there, you stay hoping things will change. That's how she keeps you hooked, not through effort, but through inconsistency. Men fall for this trap because it feeds the ego at first. You feel wanted when she shows up, even if it's rare. But over time, that small hit of attention costs your peace. You start chasing her availability instead of noticing her absence. You start investing emotionally in a woman who's only half present. And that's how she wins the game while you lose energy, time, and focus. Here's the truth. If a woman really values you, she won't treat you like a backup plan. She'll make time, not excuses. She'll reach out even when it's not convenient. She won't disappear just because something better came up. A woman who's serious about you will match your effort, not test your patience. 6. She talks but never acts. Here's a hard truth most men need to hear. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she makes time. She doesn't just talk about wanting to see you, she shows up. She doesn't just say she's into you, her actions match her words. But when a woman is playing games, you'll notice a very different pattern. She talks a lot, but nothing ever happens. Let's break this down. A woman who's playing games will feed you with words that sound promising. She'll say things like, "We should totally hang out sometime," or "I really like talking to you, we'll see where this goes." On the surface, it sounds like she's giving you green lights. But when it comes down to actually making plans, she always has an excuse. Something always comes up. She keeps postponing. Or worse, she agrees to meet, then cancels last minute with a flimsy reason. This isn't about being too busy. Every adult has responsibilities: work, family, personal commitments. But when someone wants you, they carve out time. Interest creates effort. If she's only giving you words, but no real action behind them, then she's not taking you seriously. She's keeping you entertained as an option, not valuing you as a priority. This is one of the biggest traps men fall into. You hear the sweet words, you hold on to the promises, and you keep waiting for her to finally follow through. But while you're waiting, she's stringing you along, enjoying the attention without ever intending to invest back. It becomes a loop. You chase, she dangles just enough to keep you hooked, and nothing actually moves forward. From a woman's perspective, let me tell you this. If a woman truly wants you, she doesn't leave you guessing. She'll be excited to meet, she'll be present, and she'll make an effort because she values the connection. But when she's just playing games, she gives you the illusion of interest without the substance. That illusion is powerful because it keeps you engaged, but it's empty. So here's the mindset shift you need. Don't judge a woman by what she says. Judge her by what she does. If her actions and her words don't align, pay attention to her actions. Words can be charming, manipulative, or playful. But actions reveal the truth. And here's the advice. Stop rewarding empty words with your energy. Don't keep giving your time, effort, and attention to someone who never shows up for you. When you pull back from women who play this game, 2 things happen. 1, you protect your self-respect and avoid wasting your energy on someone who doesn't value it. 2, you send a clear message. You're not a man who entertains empty promises. 7. Stop letting women waste your time. Here's where I'm going to be brutally honest with you, because as a man, you need to hear this. Too many of you are giving away your energy, your attention, and your time to women who don't deserve it. You tolerate inconsistency, excuses, and games because you don't want to lose her, or because you're hoping she'll eventually come around. But let me tell you the truth. If she's showing you she's playing games, that is who she is. And you staying in that situation is your choice. The biggest mistake men make is ignoring the red flags, because they're attached to the fantasy of who they think she could be. You see glimpses of affection. You remember the moments when she was sweet or flirty, and you cling to those moments as proof she might really like you. But women who are serious about a man don't keep him guessing. We don't risk losing someone we value by making them feel unsure. If she's making you feel like you're constantly chasing her, waiting for scraps of attention, or proving yourself, that's not interest, that's manipulation. And this is where you need to shift your perspective. Stop thinking it's your job to win her over. Stop believing that if you just try harder, text more, be more patient, or put up with her inconsistency, she'll magically wake up one day and see your worth. No, your worth is not something you beg for. It's something you live by. A high-value man doesn't chase women who play games. He recognizes the pattern quickly, and he removes himself. Why? Because he knows his time is valuable, and he refuses to waste it on someone who's not serious. That's the mindset you need to adopt. And here's the wake-up call. If you keep entertaining women who play games, you're not just wasting time, you're training yourself to accept disrespect. Every time you allow it, you reinforce the idea that your standards don't matter, that her games are more powerful than your boundaries. And that's dangerous because it chips away at your self-respect. So what should you do? Simple. Step back the moment you notice the games. Don't argue. Don't try to call her out. Don't beg for clarity. Just step away. Because the truth is, a woman who's serious about you won't make you feel like an option. She won't need to play games to keep your attention. She'll show up. At the end of the day, you're not losing anything by walking away from a woman who plays games. You're actually winning, because you're making space for someone who values your presence and respects your time. And if that kind of woman isn't around yet, then you use that space to build yourself, sharpen your standards, and strengthen your mindset. Because when you're solid in who you are, no woman can play you. Here's the raw truth. A woman who's genuinely into you won't make you guess, won't waste your time, and won't play games. She'll show consistency, effort, and clarity, because when a woman really values a man, she wants him to know it. Anything less than that is not confusion. It's not just how dating works. It's her showing you she's not serious. And the longer you ignore those signs, the more you drain yourself chasing something that's not real. Now, this might sting a little, but hear me out. If a woman is just playing games with you, it's not her fault you stay. She's showing you who she is. The real question is, why are you still entertaining it? That's where your growth comes in. A man who values himself doesn't waste time on uncertainty. He doesn't get caught up in hot and cold patterns or empty promises. He knows when to walk away. And here's the bold statement I want to leave you with. The minute you stop chasing women who play games, you'll realize how much power you've been giving away. You'll see that your time and attention are the most valuable things you have, and the women who are worth it won't risk losing that. So now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever dealt with a woman who played these kinds of games? How did you handle it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading and engaging with you.